Good morning, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the stream. And thank you guys very much for being here today. I appreciate it. Hope everybody is doing well this Monday. Let's see, what were we working on last? Scarlet Onslaught Horse Reins handed over. Okay, it looks like we are capturing some horses. I probably want to leave the warhorse alive. Maybe I just kill the knight, and then... question mark, we capture the horse. Sounds good. Maxima, Luis, good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you guys. Thanks for being here, I appreciate it. Yep, we take out the knight. And then we use the reins. Oh, okay. I see what's going on. Then we ride him back. Marson, good morning, buddy. You have a small screen on YouTube? It's every YouTube video. I mean, typically there's a way to, like, enlarge the screen. You're probably watching... Are you watching on, like, a mobile device? I have to hand these reins off to a specific person, and probably the quest giver. The only issue is I don't know who the quest giver was. It was this guy with the horses. He was the quest giver. Oh no, is he gonna turn them into undead? Oh no, oh no! No! I didn't know this was going to happen. I officially don't like this quest. We took a perfectly fine horse and we blighted it. Oh my god, how awful is that? That's terrible. I feel awful. Marson on a TV? Oh, that's so weird. Yeah, I always watch YouTube on my TV as well. I've never had it shrink the image down or anything. That's a strange one. Diego, good morning, buddy. Welcome. Thanks for being here. Soyoka, greetings. Happy Monday to you guys. Let's see. Alright, so we have to do that. Unfortunately, we have to blight at least 2 more horses. As bad as it feels. It fixed after you restarted it, Marson. Yeah, it's typical. That's good troubleshooting. If it's not working, turn it off and turn it back on. Is World of Warcraft free to play? Nope. No, it is not. Retail has a trial. You can play up to level 20 for free in retail, but not classic, sadly. Where is my quest item? Questy is being pretty particular here. Can I find the item in my bag? No. Well, that's a weird one. Maybe I need to reload my UI. Okay. It'll be really unfortunate if we can't finish this quest. The horse is gone. Reloading the UI deletes the horse from the game. Just a heads up. Yeah, don't reload your UI while looking at a horse. Oh, I didn't loot the item. Okay, so yeah, I thought we had an item. No, we have to loot the item off of the knight. And then we use it on the horse. And if you reload during any of that, the horse vanishes. Which is a bummer. Mate, I appreciate you being here, man, but nothing that you're talking about has anything to do with what we're doing. So, yeah, there's that.
I'm listening.
Alright, so, Flask of Blight tested, okay, alright. Let's see, have you read the wanted poster? What is High Executor thinking? We can't very well have those Scarlet Onslaught idiots being raised by their priest, or worse, rising as the Scourge. Take this Blight that we just created and test it on the prisoner in the cage. Oh great, so now like the Forsaken ruin everything noble about the Horde. Like, you want to play on the Horde because you like the Orcs, you like the Tauren, and then, like, inevitably, though, you end up doing quests for the Forsaken. And then you just do, like, really heinous stuff. Like, first we're blading horses, now we're gonna poison somebody. Like, I draw the line at poisoning captives. Not a big fan of torture and poison, I don't know. But yeah, this is what we're doing. Now, you could say he's Scarlet Onslaught, you could say, well, he's a pretty big jerk. Like, even if you're a pretty big jerk, you probably shouldn't be caged and poisoned. And then what about the horses? The horses were innocent. Okay, now we're gonna use the container of rats to pick clean the corpses of 15 Scarlet Onslaught members. Now we're going Plague's Tale on them. We're just going full Plague's Tale. Carnifexy, is there a point to gearing up now in Wrath? No. No, I wouldn't bother with it. In 20 days, you're going to be leveling from 80 to 85. Like, I mean, you could argue that, like, if your gear is good, going into the expansion, it might give you, like, a little bit of an edge when it comes to, like, questing and killing, like, world content, but not really. I don't know if green is going to be the new purple, but you'll probably be getting quest upgrades that are, like, pretty good. Yeah, I wouldn't bother with it. Unless you, like, really want to do, like, endgame stuff. Like, I wouldn't bother with it. Okay, so... yeah, the Footmen. We can use Footmen for this. What's the actual point of WoW currently? It depends on a couple of things. It depends on... firstly, the biggest thing it depends on is what version of WoW are you playing? Are you playing Classic? Are you playing retail? Are you playing Plunderstorm? Like, if you are playing retail, then the purpose of the game is to get to endgame and to do endgame content. Which could be Mythic 5-mans, it could be raids, it could be PvP, it could be open world content, world quests, world bosses, stuff like that. If you're playing retail, well then, or if you're playing Classic, then it depends on what version of Classic. Are you playing Classic Era? Are you playing Lich King? Yeah, it's all, and it depends on what kind of person you are. There's lots of stuff to do. Some people like to play the game just to level up a class and see a journey. Some people like to level up a class just to learn the class. Some people like to rush to endgame to get into group content. It depends on the player and the game. But ultimately, I would say, ultimately the point is to have fun with whatever you're doing. That's the ultimate point of a video game, is to find activities in the video game that you enjoy as a player. It's just that those activities are going to be different depending on who you are and what version you are playing. If you're trying to do Chromie time walking to like see an entire expansion story, like basically you're not going to be able to do that. There probably are ways to do it. You would probably have to look up a guide on how to do it. There really isn't a way to use the Chromie time walking to see, like, let's say you go to Chromie and you say, I want to do Warlords of Draenor time walking. I want to know the story of Warlords of Draenor. Okay, that'll get you into Warlords of Draenor. The problem is that you are going to hit level cap long before you complete all the main quests in Warlords of Draenor. The other problem is, like, even if you decide, okay, I hit level cap, but I'm still going to hang out in Warlords of Draenor and I'm going to try to see the story, there's patch content that would have came out when the game originally released. And I don't know how easy it is to, like, actually see that patch content, which always has a lot of story stuff, in Chromie time. I don't think it works very well. Basically, Blizzard have done a really bad job at making their MSQ, like, really accessible to new people. But the alternative is, like, you know, there's probably a middle ground, but you have World of Warcraft that, you know, if you want to see the whole story of WoW, you're going to have a hard time figuring out how to do that. It's going to be nearly impossible for you to do it. You know, the positive thing about that is that it lets you you can level up anywhere you want. It doesn't take 400 hours to get to max level. If you were trying to play the game in a way that you saw all of the story quests in World of Warcraft, well, you have 20 years of content to get through. So that would be like a 500, 600, 700 hour journey, which would probably be pretty awful by the end of it. So, yeah, it's a tough one. You know, like, so far the best way to experience, like, the story of WoW has been to play Classic. So to play Classic, but you would have had to, just like originally, you would have had to play in each era. You know, you'd start with the Vanilla Classic, you'd play TBC, which you can't do anymore. And then you would move your character onto Wrath, and you'd see the Wrath story. Like, that's really, like, Classic is really the only way to even, like, try to see, like, the story and lore of WoW, like, coherently. Because you really can't do it in retail. Karen, good afternoon, good evening. A long time no see. It's been 4 days. it's been 4 days. Maybe 5 days now. I guess like I've had to grapple with the fact that for people on the internet, 4 days is a long time. I think it was like day 2 of me not streaming. People were asking me like why I wasn't streaming. Like, well, it's only been a couple days. Most of those days fell over a weekend. I don't always stream on the weekends anyway. Yeah, ultimately, I'm probably like I'm trying to like step away from streaming every single day. And so like the past 5 days have been like taking steps towards like not streaming every single day. I want to stream a couple of times a week. Or if we're just having a ton of fun with something and you guys are really enjoying the content, then I don't mind streaming more. But what I'm trying to get away from is just streaming every day by like routine. I'm trying to get away from that. And I'll probably talk more about my reasons why throughout the day. I'm sure other people will come in and ask me, and I'll probably talk a little bit early on today about like why. That way people watching the VOD on YouTube later can kind of get like, you know, my inside thought process like on why I'm not streaming every day and why I don't plan to do that in the future. Because there are reasons. Yeah, the best way to figure out if you are really a person who's super interested in like the story of WoW and the lore of World of Warcraft, there are a couple of good YouTube channels that do a really good job of explaining the lore and the story. Check out Nobel's channel. He's really amazing, and I think he has a chronological playlist, so you can literally go back in the timeline of Warcraft and learn about Warcraft from like the inception of the universe, basically. He does like character deep dives. We'll do like 5-part series like explaining the history of certain characters. Check out Nobel's channel. There's probably a few other like good YouTubers out there as well that like they do a really good job of like capturing the story and lore of WoW, and they do it in a way like you're never gonna get that stuff out of playing the game. Like you could play the game like your whole life and you could read every quest, you could never like get those kinds of details. They do a really good job. Yeah, I like explaining though. I'm gonna talk about it at some point, just so people know. It's kind of I feel like when you're on this platform and this is the kind of thing you do, it's important to let people know your thought process. Otherwise, you just leave them wondering. I think it's rude to leave people wondering, I guess. I'd rather have it out there so people understand like what my plans are and stuff than wonder like what the heck I'm doing or thinking that I'm just being wildly inconsistent for no reason at all. Which is sometimes true, but this is not what that is. Am I going to stream any Kata? No, not till endgame. I'm not going to stream my leveling journey in Kata. Not the 80 to 85 stuff. When we get the pre-patch tomorrow, I'm going to start a character in the pre-patch so I can start seeing some of the old world stuff. I'm gonna return to the days when we were reading all the quests. And I was just like playing the game, reading all the quests, seeing all the zones. I'm looking forward to leveling through the new world, even if it's not going to be the 300-hour journey that Classic Era was. I think it's going to be a good length of journey for me. So I don't plan to stream any of the leveling stuff. I have no plans to stream leveling stuff right now. Well, once I hit 85 on a character though, then I will stream some endgame stuff. We'll do heroics, we'll check out LFR and stuff like that. I'm gonna do a horde side run first, yeah. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do an orc. I want to start in Duratar. I kind of want to see. I want to see like as much of the remake as I can, and actually read all the quests. And like I've played a lot of Alliance characters in retail. And my Alliance characters in retail, I take them through the Cataclysm stuff, typically. So I've seen a lot of the retail, a lot of the Cataclysm Alliance stuff, I've seen it. And to be honest, I don't like a lot of the Alliance Cataclysm stuff, like zones like Westfall, Red Ridge, even Duskwood. They kind of ruined those zones for me. I don't think they're very interesting. Whereas all the Horde side stuff seems like it's actually interesting and actually cool. So yeah, I'm going to start off on the Horde side. I'm sure eventually, like, I'll level something on the Alliance side. I just have to figure out, like, how I would do that, because I really, really don't like the Westfall rework. I've seen it multiple times. I really don't like the Red Ridge rework. I've seen that multiple times. And so, yeah, like, it's gonna probably be... I think, like, Cataclysm, I'll be very Horde-focused. Whereas, like, in past eras of Classic, I have been Alliance-focused. Just because I feel like Horde gets the better deal. By the time Cataclysm comes, like, Horde is the better faction. Chun, good morning. Happy Monday. Patrick, welcome to the stream, man. Thanks for being here. I appreciate it. But yeah, I think for streams, like when I do stream, I'm gonna focus on like endgame stuff, and I'm gonna just focus on stuff that I think is actually fun. Like if I think it's gonna be like fun, we're gonna have a good time hanging out, then I will stream it. If it's just me playing the game, trying to read the quest, like get immersed, then I'm gonna keep that as a recorded series, because I think it works best there, especially for the people who prefer that content. And then, like, you know, stuff like the Pandaria remix. I think Pandaria remix would be something really fun to stream, so I might stream that. That seems like it. I think originally I thought I would record it, but I don't think the point of Mist to Pandaria remix is to see the story of Mist, because it seems like you're gonna level up really, really quickly. So I don't think that's gonna be a good way to actually see the story of Mist to Pandaria. I think it's gonna be a cool way to see the zones, and like see the dungeons and see the raids. But yeah, so I think streaming the Mist to Pandaria remix is going to be fun. So I'm looking forward to that. And you know, eventually when I get my Paladin to a point where I can post my key for Mythics and people will join my group, then we can go back to streaming some Mythics. Right now it's really hard for me to get into Mythic Plus. I can get into like one run a day, and a lot of times those runs are not successful. It's been a really rough start to the Mythic season. It's not the start that I like expected to have. So I'm kind of waiting until the season eases up a bit to go back to streaming Mythic Plus. As much fun as that was. As much fun as it is to stream Mythic Plus with you guys, it's not as fun when I'm struggling to even get into groups. When I'm just like spamming at groups, waiting to get an invite, or I'm posting my key for 20 minutes at a time and nobody joins my key. Like, that is not fun. It's not fun for me. I doubt it's fun for you guys. Like, so once that balances out, once it feels more like it did in Season 3, where like I put my key up and like people start coming into the group pretty quickly, or when I start getting invited to other people's keys a little bit more quickly, then we'll probably have some more Mythic Plus streams. Because I do like going at those for like 2 or 3 hours at a time when I can get into groups. Not when half the time is like between runs. That's not good. I was kind of surprised to hear that like Mythic Plus participation like is at an all-time high. It's been really surprising with how hard it's been for me to actually get into Mythic Plus runs. Like, I'm surprised that participation has been as high as it has. Maybe more people rely on guilds than I realize to kind of put their runs together. Low HP was probably not the time to pull a bunch of guys. But maybe we'll live. There we go. What's my favorite race and class in WoW? My favorite race is probably Blood Elves. My favorite class varies. It's somewhere between the Warrior, the Paladin, and the Mage. Depends on which one I'm playing. Love the one you're with. Apparently, I am also supposed to be collecting Forgotten Treasure over here. 6 Forgotten Treasure. Blood Moon, good morning to you. Welcome to the stream, and thanks for being here. I'm getting the feeling that a lot of these are going to be under the water. There's one over this way. Maybe I should heal. Healing would be good. Do I have any way to heal? I could probably make some bandages. Those are going to heal me for, 4,800 out of my 12,000 HP life pool. That's going to make a dent. I guess I have to buy some food. Apparently I have to buy food. That was fun. Antrops, thanks for being here, man. I appreciate it. Oh, I am done here. And that's it for everything over in this area. So let's go turn it in.
What is it? Victory for Sylvanas. Speak quickly. Beware the living.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure those pants are an upgrade. We have strength. These have strength and stamina. They have crit rating. We'd be giving up some haste. I think it would be okay to give up some haste. We get a little bit of HP. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. And then we should probably vendor.
What would you ask of death? Beware, our enemies come.
This had better be good. Be quick about your business.
What do I want to grab here? Not that. I was thinking about checking out Fury. Nah, I probably won't. I'll grab the sword to sell it. I had entertained checking out Fury, but maybe I'll just stick arms. Do I want to come down here first? Yeah, let's go down this way first. We are collecting 8 Emerald Dragon Tears. And there's a quest available down there somewhere. Greg, good morning, good afternoon, buddy. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for being here.
Ishnu Daldir. Asha Felak.
So we're picking up stuff off the ground, and I also have to fight these sky talons that are flying around. I might have to use taunt. I don't really have another way to bring them down to us. Oh yeah, the music here is awesome. Yep, that's one of my regrets about Wrath, is I didn't take enough characters through these zones. I got two human paladins, or 2 paladins, 1 blood elf, 1 human went through. And those are the only characters that went all the way through. But yeah, the zones are actually really nice to level in. The music is like top notch. And it was also the last time for a long time that the zones actually were just like areas that things were happening in. Like when you look at the 80 to 85 zones in Cataclysm, you will see that they are laid out like little pockets of gameplay, little game levels, but they do not feel like actual areas in an actual world. That's the other sad part. It's like, yeah, like, and eventually, I feel like eventually they got back to that with Dragonflight. Like, Dragonflight zones have a pretty good vibe. That being said, you're mainly zipping around on your mount most of the time, so like, if you don't purposely spend time on the ground, you don't really get to appreciate that vibe. But yeah, they kind of lost their way when it came to like leveling zones that were enjoyable to quest in after Wrath. It obviously stopped being a big focus of the development team. I'd love to fight some of these guys. I can't get close enough to any of them to taunt them. Maybe I have to go over this way and climb on some of these bones in order to taunt them down. What am I looking forward to the most in Cataclysm? The only things that I'm really looking forward to in Cataclysm, I'm looking forward to reading the quest in the old zones. Especially on the Horde side, the zones that I haven't really seen a lot of, you know, Durotar, the Barrens. I'm just looking forward to questing and reading the quest. And then as far as like endgame stuff, like, you know, if we get to endgame stuff, if endgame stuff is fun, then I'm sure like heroics could be fun, but I'm on like a tentative basis with Cataclysm right now. I'm trying to focus on the things that I know that I'm going to enjoy. And for me, that's leveling and reading the quest. And like, will I enjoy any other part of Cataclysm? That's to be determined. TBD. Yeah, I can't taunt the— oh, Robert, you have to be in defensive stance to taunt, buddy. Gotta be in defensive stance. I still can't taunt them because they are often quite far away. Let's grab this one. This quest is gonna be a little bit of a pain. Yeah, the thing is, like, I played a lot of Cataclysm when it was out. So, like, for me, and there's not any nostalgia for me. I was like in my 20s. I was like 22, 23 when Cataclysm launched originally. So, like, you know, I was an adult, living my life, playing a video game, having a good time with my guild. So I did all that in Cataclysm. very similar to Wrath of the Lich King. Like, you know, I did all the raids. I was in my 20s. I had a great guild. I think, like, honestly, like, when it comes to classic stuff, I'd probably be more interested in Mist of Pandaria Classic. Because I didn't play in Mist. Mist was the first time that I took, like, an entire expansion basically off of the game. I got to max level on a panda. Me and my friend, like, just power leveled some pandas. And by the time I got to max level, I had completely burned myself out. And it was before I really understood burnout, or like what it was, or what the signs of it were, so I basically like rage quit the game for the entire expansion. Didn't get to enjoy any of the quest content, or the 5-man content, or the raids, or the patches. And so, like, really, I'd be much more interested in a Mist of Pandaria Classic than Cataclysm Classic. But we have to get through Cataclysm first, because that's how it works. I might not do these quests here. I'm having a hard time just, like, even finding guys that I can aggro. I'm gonna focus on getting the stuff on the ground. We'll do the collection quest on the ground, but yeah, if I don't start aggroing more of these guys, then I'm not gonna bother with it. This would be much easier if we were a ranged class. I feel like it's kind of tilted. Maybe if I had Heroic Throw. I don't even know if do we get Heroic Throw? I don't even know if we get Heroic Throw in Wrath or not. Maybe I can grab this guy. There we go. Also, the Mist of Pandaria leveling zones, just from what I've seen, like playing characters through there in retail, I did a time walking on a druid, and then we saw a little bit in the Pandaria remix. The leveling zones in Mist of Pandaria are so much better than the leveling zones in Cataclysm. Like the underwater zone and like Mount Highjaw or wherever it was we were doing in the beta, like those zones are they're just awful. They're not fun to quest in. Like, it sucks that I'm kind of, besides reading the quests and learning a little bit about what's going on, I'm really dreading leveling up from 80 to 85. Like, and that's part of the reason why I'm not going to stream it, is that, like, for me, it's just something to get done. I didn't like either of the zones that I saw, so, like, maybe if I get beyond those zones, maybe some of the later zones will be more enjoyable. But, like, overall, when I think about the Mist of Pandaria zones, they're all, like, nice to level up in. Do I have a ranged weapon? I do have a ranged weapon. You know what I don't have? I don't have ammunition. Yeah. Yeah, this character is kind of a slouch. A week ago, he was standing naked in the middle of Dragonflight with no gear whatsoever, so I kind of just, like, resurrected him from the dead. Yeah, I wonder if I could fly, like, if flying by them would aggro them. I guess that'd probably be too easy. Okay, that's working. Yep, come on down here, my little birdie. That's how we'll do it. We'll just fly by them. I wasn't sure if that would work or not, but it does work. Snickle Fritz, good morning, buddy. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for being here. I'm pretty sure eventually we get an elite quest here to fight some kind of elite bird. And we are not going to do that. We haven't been able to kill any of the elites on our own. And it just results in a spirit run, basically. Yeah, see, players 3, we're not gonna bother with that one. Alright, where are we going next? Let's head back to Venom Spite, and then we'll tackle stuff up in the northeast. Oh boy, we get to commandeer a vehicle here. Are we going all the way down the road with this vehicle? No way. Okay, yeah, I guess that's what we're doing. We are going to go in here and we're going to spam our one ability. And apparently that's it. Yeah, I wasn't sure. I'm not sure if we can move and shoot at the same time. Engaging gameplay. Fun, engaging gameplay mechanics. I wish I could kind of... There we go. Yeah, I need to be able to reel that in a little bit. Okay. I really wish I could pull it in without having to manually back up. Oh, that made it go further. Okay, yeah, there is something going on. Okay, maybe it's based on my camera angle. It might be a... Oops, yep. Some kind of camera angle thing. I hate vehicles. I basically detest any time the game makes me press any buttons that are not my class buttons. Now the question is, like, am I done here with this? Can I just pop out of this now? Yeah, maybe. I have other objectives here, and I don't think I can complete them while I'm in the tank. Yeah, like we need to be picking. But then again, I don't want to aggro like all these guys. Let's come into the town a little bit. Maybe that'll get us away from like the big groups. The plague wagons, I guess I don't need to be going after. I don't know. Leah, good morning, good afternoon to you. Welcome to the stream, and thanks for being here. Alright, that's 6 out of 6. I feel like there's going to be more to do here. Yeah, I can't imagine that we're done with this area. There's so many, like, different types of enemies. I'm sure we'll be back. We have very low HP. John, good morning, buddy. Welcome. Thanks for being here. Why am I not a Blood Elf? Blood Elves, they can't be warriors until Cataclysm. Yeah. That's the only reason why this character's not a Blood Elf. It's because they decided that Blood Elves cannot be warriors, and they changed that in Cata. And their reasoning lore-wise behind it was that Blood Elves were too frail to be warriors. Like, yeah, that doesn't make any sense, but okay. Yeah, and I thought, like, it's funny. I thought about, like, would I race change this character after Cata, and I thought, like, that probably, like, maybe that would upset some people who have followed this character since they have existed. This character is an older character. I think I started him back in, like, in TBC. And we actually got to endgame in TBC with him, and we started doing heroics with him. And we started getting our bold set and preparing to do some raids. And then Blizzard quickly announced Wrath of the Lich King. And as soon as they announced, like, dates for Wrath of the Lich King, everybody stopped doing heroics in TBC. Nobody cared anymore. But yeah, for one shining moment, this was an endgame heroic doing TBC character. For a brief shining moment. And I thought, like, maybe I'd race change it, but then I thought, like, you know, people who've watched the journey from the beginning, it'd probably be a little bit weird if I race changed him. Let's see, Hearthglen Ballista Bombarded. Okay, this is not a bombing run, I can do this on foot. Okay, perfect. Yeah, they were like, they can be paladins because the light gives them strength. That was the rationale. It's like, they can't be warriors because they are physically frail. They can be paladins because channeling the holy light gives them physical strength.
Our time will come.
They probably just didn't want them to have warriors so that people on the Horde side, like some classes, would have to play a different race. Because obviously, if they could be warrior, then like there's not really a reason to roll a warrior of any other race. There's not really a reason to roll anything besides a Blood Elf. If you can be a Blood Elf on the Horde side, then you are going to be a Blood Elf most of the time. Like, gnomes are not frail. Yeah, that's what I always thought too. Like, I mean, yeah, they're short. I don't know if being short means you're frail, but yeah, I would say like if a gnome can be a warrior, then like a Blood Elf can be a warrior. We are bombarding things. Ballistas, specifically. Yeah, they wanted people to keep playing other races. Exactly. Like, if we let Blood Elves be too many things, there will be only Blood Elf players. What they should have done instead, this would have been like a good gameplay thing to do. They should have thought to themselves, why? Why would people play Blood Elves only, you know, if that was an option? Why don't people want to play the other Horde races? That's what they should have asked themselves, because there are reasons. Many of the other horde races are not very good. Like, I think besides blood elves, like, female orcs, like, that's about it. As far as, like, classic goes. You know, once you're in retail and you have, like, lots of different options, once the Forsaken can have skin covering their bones, and once we have some other racial options, then yeah, there's other things to be. But back in classic, like, it's blood elves and female orcs and everything else is kind of meh. The other thing that Tauren have the problem with is, like, when you're moving, it feels like you're almost moving in slow motion. Like, because you are, like, 10 feet tall, but you have to move at the same speed as every other race in the game, your movement is slowed down comparative to your character's height. Like, realistically, a Tauren taking strides is going to move faster than a gnome taking strides or a human taking strides. It's just, like, inevitable because they are multiple feet taller. But since it's a video game and they all have to move at the same speed, the Tauren often look like they're moving through water. Their movement just seems to, like, kind of lag. And it's once you notice it, you never unnotice it type of thing. It hasn't bothered me a lot coming back to this character, but for a while it bothered me quite a bit. The inability to fit through some doors, like having to squeeze through doors, you know, that's also a problem. The other problem I have is, like, these are all aesthetic problems. The weapon animation for the Tauren, like, no matter what button I hit, he's doing the same thing over and over again. I don't know if some of the other races have different animations for some of their other abilities, but, like, if I go in and I Mortal Strike, okay, that's over the head. If I Heroic Strike, okay, that's over the head. If I do Victory Rush, that's over the head. It's the same attack. Like, he's just coming down like he's chopping wood every single time. He doesn't swing from the side, he doesn't thrust, he just comes down over his head with it every single attack I do. That just might be a classic thing. Maybe all races are like that and I just never noticed. But that's kind of the other thing. Am I done here? I think so. Well, wait, what do we have here? Foreman Kalecki? Kalecki? Sure, let's go over here. Stan, good morning, good afternoon, man. Welcome to the stream. He's probably in here somewhere. Or not. Or not. Sean, I appreciate that, man. I'm probably just gonna skip them. Yeah, I have them, like, yeah, I appreciate the sentiment, though. But I'll probably just skip them. With the Joyous Journeys, like, we have more than enough quests to do, you know? I typically just skip the elite stuff. If I can't solo it, I skip it. I still never found this guy. Is he maybe... No, that's a Scrivener. Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe he's in a cage? Maybe somebody already killed him? Okay, well, I notice I have an item. Maybe I should use the item. Maybe. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Alright, we've unleashed the termites. Here we go. Yeah, he hates termites. Like, he's not going to come out. We can kill all of his workers, and he doesn't care. If you mess with his wood, he's going to take an issue with you. Don't mess with a man's wood. And back to town we go. My words of wisdom for the day. Yeah. That's all I've got.
I am forsaken. Speak quickly. Our time will.
Is that an upgrade? No. Well, I mean, yeah, maybe. It might be an upgrade. Let's just equip it. Possibly an upgrade.
Yes, Dark Lady watching me.
Is there a quest in here, or is it the wanted poster that I keep seeing? Oh, there is a quest.
What is it?
There are multiple quests.
Beware the living. Dark Lady watching me.
Robert, you're enjoying the last day of Frost DK tanking? Yep. I think that there are probably people who are like enjoying the last days of how their spec and class currently work. Because everything's about to change. I'm not even sure, like, I'm assuming we're not going to have the Joyous Journey buff after tomorrow. So I'm not really sure, like, what leveling is going to look like or feel like. I kind of assume that they would tweak XP gains so that it would be basically the same. I can't imagine they would want it to go back to being much slower after having the Joyous Journey for so long. What are we doing here?
I haven't got all day.
Okay, okay. You'll kill me where you stand, but you stand inside of a cage. I can't attack you. Do I have to let them out of the cages first?
Speak quickly.
Yeah, I can't. Oh wait, I can kill them in the cage. That's just incredibly rude. Very, very evil of us. While you're in the cage, let me go ahead and just kill you through it. Have a nice day. We could have at least let them out first, let them have like a fair fight. They said faster leveling in Cat. Yeah, I remember the slide at BlizzCon said faster leveling. Yeah, we'll see. At this point, like, faster leveling is fine. I mean, it's probably like to level a character from 1 to 85 in Cataclysm. It's probably still going to take you like 50 or 60 hours. Mainly because you're still going to have to do stuff in Outland, and you're still going to have to do stuff in Northrend. You're not even going to be able to stay, like, in the old world and just do all the old world stuff. So it's probably still going to be 50 or 60 hours. And like at this point in history, taking 50 or 60 hours to get to level cap is a long time for most people. It's still a long time. It's definitely not fast. Yeah, I saw no more BlizzCon. Yeah. Yeah, and that's fine. I'm fine with it. Listen, like when you take one BlizzCon and you announce the next 3 expansions for WoW, you're not really leaving yourself a lot of things to talk about in the years to come. Also, they canceled their survival game. I feel like they are like pulling back in and just doubling down on the stuff that they know is going to work. You know? And like when you're doing that, when you're just like super focused on your current IPs and making more content for them, there's no reason to have a big BlizzCon. It's a huge cost, you know, like I'm fine with it. Like I was never going to go to a BlizzCon anyway, so if they don't do BlizzCon anymore, that's okay. They should just announce stuff when you're ready to announce stuff. Like, talk about stuff when you're ready to talk about stuff. Don't try to hold things until BlizzCon. You know, don't try to time the announcements. Just talk about stuff when you're ready. You got a new game you want to talk about? Talk about it. You got new content you want to talk about? Talk about it. They should put things on Game Pass. I don't even think they need controller support to be like in place. They should put Classic on the Game Pass. That would be ideal. I don't know what to do with this guy.
Hello.
We just ask him things until we make him angry, basically, I guess.
Beware the living.
Okay.
Time will come.
There we go.
What now?
I've never used a controller, even for FF14. I know there have been some mods and stuff that have handled that. I feel like in Classic era you can do it. I just don't, like, there are so many buttons to hit in retail that I don't know if retail is ever going to be good for a controller. That's kind of my worry. So I don't think it's a good setup for a controller. Like Classic, yeah, sure, probably. I feel like you could. I can probably keybind. If I look at my Xbox Series X controller, my Elite controller, it's got like paddles on the bottom and stuff. And if I think about all the buttons available on that, I could probably map those buttons that I have right now to my Xbox controller. But if I try to think about like the second row of abilities up here that I have in retail, like I don't know what I would do with those. I feel like I'd run out of buttons. Be Sad Dog, good morning, buddy. Good afternoon. Welcome. Did I ever play Elden Ring? I dabbled in Elden Ring when it first came out. Elden Ring came out before I built my current computer, so I was on a pretty old rig when Elden Ring came out, and I actually recorded an episode 1 that I never put live because like my computer just couldn't run it the way I wanted it to look. And so I dabbled on my own. I got it on the Xbox. I played a little bit on the Xbox, but no, I never beat it or anything. I never put like a super substantial amount of time into it. I thought about going back and doing a playthrough before the DLC comes out, but I have so many other like things to do in WoW, and also like whenever I try to do a game that's not an MMORPG on my channel, like it typically doesn't do well. And unfortunately, I don't have a lot of like free time to play video games when I'm not making content or streaming. So if I can't put it on the channel, that typically means I don't get to play it. It took you 3 months to beat it. Yeah, that's the other thing. Is like I'm a little late now. Like if I wanted to complete a playthrough prior to the DLC coming out, I probably would have had to start back in like March. March would have been a good time for me to start an Elden Ring playthrough if I was serious about completing the game before the DLC came out. It's probably, at this point, probably not. It's going to be another game in a long list of games that I miss out on. And that's okay. It happens. I was so sure that this item would be in this room. I don't know why. Daily orders. I just thought, like, this is a good room for that item to be in, and it's not here. And so, I don't know where it is now. Maybe, well, it's obviously somewhere below me. Let's check back here. Here we go. The transmog market is already starting up in Wrath. Yeah, like it's so weird because like I don't know. I'm not much of a collector, so maybe I can't say. Like I enjoy my transmog in retail, but it took me until recently to even care about transmogging my gear. I can't imagine spending a lot of time or effort collecting transmog in classic. I do hold to the idea that like if you are a person that wants to collect transmog, or you want to collect mounts, or you want to collect pets, then like retail is a better place to do all that stuff. Because like firstly, there's more of it. Secondly, like your character is going to get to like continue on into the future, whatever it holds. Like we don't know how far classic is going to continue. But we can be reasonably assured that like retail is going to continue for quite some time. So you know you're not going to like waste your efforts if you're collecting stuff in retail.
Watch your back.
I guess if you're a person that just only plays classic, then sure, I guess that makes sense. I guess I have to remember that I play multiple versions of the game and not everybody does.
Trust no one.
Oh god, they're right. I may want to rethink my actions. I think my actions here were a little bit foolhardy. Oh god, can I kill any of them before I go down? That was gonna be so fun if only we weren't a weak, floppy piece of crap character. If only we had like awesome gear, that could have been like so good. As it turns out, it's just a big waste of time. It was a very optimistic pull. Yeah, it was. It was stupid. I'm just happy the NPC called us out on it right away. Like, you are going to regret that. Oh, yes. Oh, I am going to regret it. I already regret it so hard. The sad part is I don't think I killed anybody. I think they're all still alive. And I'm not even 100% sure I have to be here. I'm just kind of assuming that I have to be here. Here, let's hide over in the corner. And we'll bandage up. I killed one person, so that's good.
You come to test the might of the onslaught!
Now, I mean, how I'm gonna handle these guys, I don't know. I could taunt, and then I could line of sight.
Deal with them quickly.
Ideally, I need to pull them on their own.
For this.
There we go, that actually worked out pretty well.
You've come to test the might of the onslaught?
I'm not convinced that I'm supposed to be here. I am not convinced. These people are elite. This guy is a skull. Yeah, this doesn't seem right. I think I have to rethink this one. Yeah, I don't think whatever I'm looking for, I don't think it's in here. There are no like back rooms or like anywhere where this would be kept. Let's like fly around and just see like what's going on. The onslaught orders. Yeah, these are not within the building. These are some. Oh, they're gonna be out on a boat. I have to go on a boat. Okay, yeah, this makes more sense. Okay, yeah, there's no way we were gonna take those guys. Here we go. Yeah. Okay, got it. It's really not like a safe landing area here. Let's just land on the plank. And I guess we will fight our way in. We'll just body pull everybody, that's fine. Okay, we're gonna pop retaliation, we're gonna get a little stun going, we're gonna get that going. Okay, let's see what we can do. It was so close. We nearly had it. Now we're broken, our helmet's broken, everything's busted. I'm clearly like super focused on what I'm doing today and making really good choices about my time, obviously. Set the sails on fire. Yeah, maybe I might pivot here. Maybe I'll play some retail for a bit. Maybe I'll try to do some mythics for the afternoon. Eventually, between now and May 20th, I'll probably get this character to cap. I just feel like it's probably going to be like a slow journey. Yeah, I have 21 days to get this character 5 levels. And yeah. I guess I'm not really in like a big rush. And even if I was in a big rush, like I'm not doing the things I need to do to make it efficient. Which is just like being smart. Could I do Dungeon Fighter? I could, but like I'm not really super interested in the thing is, if I'm gonna do dungeons, I'm gonna go try to do mythics on my retail character. That's kind of the point I'm at. Like if I'm gonna run some dungeons, I'd rather run the dungeons in a place where like the outcome matters to me. Yeah, I mean I could level a little bit that way, but let's try to at least finish this one up, and then I can find out where my Hearthstone is set to. Can I res here? Yes, I can. Yeah, maybe we'll play some retail in the afternoon. Alright, so I have to do something. I don't know what I'm doing. Will that do it? That didn't do anything. Sails of the Sinner's Folly set on fire. Okay. Oh, I don't... Maybe you guys know... I don't know a lot about math, and like fractions are hard for me. This says 13,029 out of 1. 13,000 and... I guess that means I'm done. Like, I guess I've met the objective. If I've got 13,000 out of 1, I feel like I should get 13,000 times the XP for the quest turn-in, because I have clearly outdone myself. Yeah. And then we need to find the rudders, which I'm assuming are going to be below deck. Oh, hi! Hi, every enemy on the entire boat coming up to the deck and standing there, not aggroing me because I got really lucky. Hello, how are you guys? Shoot, okay. Can I get down here without aggroing them? Yes, I can. I beat the game. I feel like I should beat the... Yeah, I feel like they should reward me 13,000 times the XP, and my character should just ding level 80 right now. Because I've never outdone myself like that before. 13,029 out of 1. If you break the game, you should beat the game. That's my opinion. Yeah, John, the Mythics in Season 4 are, like, insane. Compared to doing Mythics in Season 3, like, doing Mythics in Season 4 is... I don't know even, like, what to say. It's been rough. It's been fun, like, it's fun, but it's also been a really tough time comparatively to how it felt in Season 3. I don't really like the changes. I feel like there is value in letting people do lower keys. I feel like there is value in letting people do lower keys. I don't feel like squishing it down into heroic and like whatever. I don't think that did anything positive for most people who want to progress their rating. I think like it made it harder for entry-level people to get in and progress their rating. Like, if all you care about is gear, then yes, you can get some okay gear by doing heroics now. You can get some okay gear by doing mythic zeros now. But if you were like me, and the thing you cared about the most in the season was progressing your rating, it just makes it harder to get to the point where you're able to start doing that. You have to do a lot of content that you don't really want to do to get to an item level where groups want to invite you, because you can no longer do like the white keys, like, you know, 1 to 5 or whatever it was that were like the relatively easy entry level keys. I feel like they made it worse, and I like that's like a bad take. People seem to really like the season. People seem to really like the changes, and those are people who have been around Mythic for a long time. As someone who just started playing Mythic at the end of Season 3, like, for me, the changes have all been bad. It's not been bad, but they have felt bad. And it's taking me a lot longer to start working towards the goals that I actually care about. You got up to a 480, but most groups still won't take you for an M0 DPS mage. Yeah, exactly. Like, I'm not even a 480 yet. I'm getting close to 480, but it's like basically impossible sometimes to get into a group. And then the problem is, like, I've gotten into like 2 or 3 runs the past few days where they fail. You know, 36 minutes later, we've lost. Somebody has left the group, and now I've wasted 36 minutes of my life, and I have no gear, I have no rating, I have nothing to show for it, so it's been a hard time. Am I into aerobic classes? No, I weightlift. So I'm a lazy person, so all I do is lift weights.
Victory for Silver.
I think there's like one more quest here. Okay, inside the building.
Speak quickly. Victory for Silver.
What are the expectations with War Within? I don't know. What are my expectations? I don't have any.
What will you require? Beware the beast.
I should turn in all these quests before it's not worth it. When is it not going to be worth it? What do you mean? Like, while I need to level up, it's going to be worth it, right? While I still need experience, it's going to be worth it to turn them in. I should turn them in today. What I should do is I shouldn't procrastinate. But even if I held on to them for 6 more days, like, it's always going to be worth it to turn them in. Like, they're not going anywhere. This part of leveling is not going anywhere. This part of leveling is going to stay. I have things all over the place. And we're set at Tonkla Village. I have no idea where Tonkla Village is. Not anywhere that I see on the map. Let's come down here, we'll turn this one in, and then we'll fly back to Agmar's Hammer, and we'll turn it in up there. The green quests are not worthless, that's completely inaccurate. Green quests give you the same amount of XP as a yellow quest, give you the same amount of XP as any quest. Green just indicates that you're getting to the point where you could out-level it. If they turn gray, then it's kind of worthless. But a green quest is in fact not worthless at all. You're not going to get punished for the quest being green. I don't even know where to turn this in. Potentially it's outside. This was not the way to go. This quest is going to be worth 38,000 XP until it goes gray. That's how quests work. This quest is going to be worth 38,000 XP until it goes gray. All of these, and they only go gray once you are like 6 or more levels beyond the level of the quest. So for this quest to go gray, so I can't math. It's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If I get to level 79 or so, at like level 79, these quests will go gray, and then they're worth very little XP at that point. But as long as I don't get to level 79 before turning them in, like, I'm good. I could hang on to them for multiple more levels and still be okay. And we're not leveling so fast that, like, I'm super worried about out-leveling them, you know? No, green just means it's getting to the point where it's going to eventually go gray. You could make a case for, like, if you're doing green quest and the enemies you're fighting are green, then you're getting less kill XP. But it's not affecting the quest XP.
What now? Victory for Sylvanas. Trust no one.
Higher level quests are worth more. Like that, like higher level quests are worth more. If I go take, like, if we look at like a level 73 quest, this one might be worth more. No, it's not. See, even this level 73 quest, 30,000 XP, 30,000 XP. Even if we look at like a yellow quest that's not an elite quest, it's not even worth more. Sometimes a higher level quest will be worth a little bit more XP. Like if we had some level 75 quest, then the reward would be higher just because they are a higher level quest. But that reward would not degrade when they turn green. It would just be whatever it is for that level of quest. I do have the Joyous Journeys XP buff, yeah. Yeah, it's right there. Mm-hmm. Yep, we're gonna have that until tomorrow. And after tomorrow, it will be gone. And I don't know when the pre-patch is happening tomorrow. I don't know if it's happening like right after maintenance or if it's a certain time. I don't think they've really talked about like a timetable for when the pre-patch happens, except that it happens tomorrow. If I look at BattleNet, oh, there it is right there. Yeah, we'll be performing maintenance until 3 p.m. Pacific destination time, which is 6 p.m. my time. So apparently the pre-patch will happen at 6 p.m. my time, assuming that the servers actually come up and stay up at that time. Oh dear God, what happened? I took a quest and it put us into a shadow dimension where there are shadowy tormentors. I guess we have to do this really quick. Will the XP buff still be there the whole day on the 30th? It'll be there until, well, no. Yes and no. If you were to play before the servers go down, then yes, but the servers are going to go down for maintenance, and then the servers are not going to come back up from maintenance until 3 p.m. Blizzard time. So yeah, if you log in early in the morning and play before maintenance happens, then yes. But then the servers are going to be down all day. Like it's an all-day maintenance. And when they come back up, you're going to be in Cataclysm era. And we're assuming there's no more Joyous Journey buff. However, like, the leveling is probably going to feel the same, even though you don't have the JJ, because they're going to reduce the amount that you need to level from 70 to 80. I'm sure, like, a bunch of things are going to change. You're going to be leveling as fast or faster once the pre-patch happens as you are right now with the Joyous Journey buff. You'll probably level faster once the pre-patch happens than you're leveling right now with the Joyous Journeys. Well, I think that's all of them. Now, how do I remove myself from the pocket dimension? I guess I can just click it off. Oh, okay, that did work. It's awesome. John, I always appreciate you being here and hanging out, man.
I will listen for now. Ashes.
We have a couple more things to turn in. I should probably repair. I could repair my gear. I know somebody out there is like yelling at their screen, "Why won't he repair?" And I'm sorry. I will repair eventually.
Glory to the Sindori. Farewell. We will have justice.
Assuming I can find a repair person. We are tracking repair people? We are not tracking repair people. I forgot that we found this book. We found this book. I think we did like a Nexus run, and we found the book for Heavy Frostweave. So that's awesome. I should probably have like, you know, already learned that and already made some of these. Would have been pretty helpful earlier on. Alright, guys, I'll tell you what. I am going to take a little break. I'm going to refill my coffee, and I'm going to grab a snack. And I think when I come back, I'm gonna jump on retail for a bit. And I'm going to see if I can get a couple mythics done. It may or may not happen. We may get into some mythics, we may not. We may do some heroics. We may try to do like a Wing of LFR Awakened raid. I'm not really sure. But yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take a little break. What I will do before I go, I will go ahead and I'll get us logged in. Let's do that. Screen's probably going to go black for you guys for a second. Let's go here. And yeah, if you're not interested in retail, I really appreciate you guys hanging out this morning for some classic leveling. Thank you so much for the support. I'm gonna get us logged in, I'm gonna put the break screen on, and I'll be back in like 10 or 12 minutes. Alright, we are back. Thank you guys for hanging out. I appreciate it. Buffalo Bill, good morning, good afternoon, buddy. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for being here. Alright, so somehow my mouse settings got changed and now my mouse is moving very slowly. That's very odd. There we go, that's better. Okay. So that's where we're at. And character-wise, that's where we're at. 476. So let's see what's going on today. I'm going to try to sign up for ones that I haven't done. So, Legacy of Tyr, Azure Vault, Halls of Infusion, and Algathar Academy are really the ones that I'm looking for. And now we wait. That may have been the fastest that I've gotten an invite. We'll see how long it takes for us to get a tank and a healer. In the meantime, Halls of Infusion. If I were Halls of Infusion, where would I be? I don't know. I would be right nearby. Azara becoming a goblin zone is the worst. It's the worst. It's worse than Red Ridge becoming a Rambo story. It's worse than Westfall becoming an episode of CSI. Azara was such like an amazing, mysterious zone that you like didn't really get to spend any time in vanilla, and then for it to just be like for you to finally get to go there, but for it to be a goblin zone. So sad. So sad. Eric, your +2 key is the Azure Vault FML. Yeah, I've done 2 Azure Vaults that have ended in failure. That were not put onto the channel. And I'm at a point where like the funny thing is like I know the fights now. Like I know the Azure Vault fights. I can do the fights now. It doesn't seem like a lot of people can do the fights. And I don't know if it's like familiarity. I don't know if it's just that the mechanics are actually challenging. But yeah, I got to a point where I could do the mechanics fine and everybody else was getting killed. And that is not a good place to be. Yeah, I would say like by the end of the season when everybody's 550, yeah. That would be a good time to do Azure Vault +2. Ooh, that's not what I want. I have no idea where the portal is. It's down. It's down but up. Okay, it's down this way, possibly somewhere. Yeah, no, I have no clue. I'm gonna get killed in here because I have no idea where I'm going. We're gonna hang out for a bit. We'll hang out here for a bit and we'll wait for tank and heals. And then eventually I'll find the portal. Maybe it's just down here. No. I don't know. Somewhere there's a portal. I guess we'll wait for other players and they will show us the way. There's somebody else here, and like somehow he's directly below me. I have no idea how to get where he's at. That's gonna be a big problem. We're probably gonna be hanging out here. We're probably gonna need to get like a summon. Maybe if I come down this way. No, this doesn't feel right. None of it feels right. I'm just gonna wait. Yeah, there's no reason for me to rush. I can't find it. They'll summon me eventually, I suppose. Oh, good. This is perfect. Perfect. I'm sure this is not going to go well for us. Okay, it went okay. No, we got more. I like that it just says, it's all shiny, and then it says, there is no loot. There is no loot. There is no loot. Okay, 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 cool. There is, I've never seen that message before. There is no loot. Is there Zool? If there's no loot, is there only Zool? The loot is a lie. Yeah, it's weird. We got a healer. That's great. Great, great, great. Okay, okay. What's this? Why? What is happening exactly? I wish I could find everybody. I have no idea where they're at. They're somewhere. They're somewhere beneath us, and like I just don't think I'm gonna get there. I have no idea where to even look, unless maybe this inner ring. Yeah, no, this seems like really sketch. I don't think I want to go down there. I don't think I want to go down there. Alex, good afternoon. Welcome to the stream, man. Thanks for being here. I appreciate it. The music here is a little bit too epic for me. Yeah, it's a little bit too epic. Maybe I can hang out down here. The music did not. I thought maybe they would get the music track to change. It didn't. Didn't happen. What about if I come out a little bit further? There we go. I got it. We got it. So maybe with a little bit of downtime here, this might be a good time for me to chat a little bit about like my plans for the streams going forward. I'll probably make like a channel update video as well at some point and talk about my plans for Kata, just my plans going forward and how I'm going to do streaming from now on. It's like basically I'm not going to be streaming every day. It's been, you know, I started streaming, I think it was May of last year when we started streaming. And back then we were doing hardcore, and yeah, we had a lot of good times. It's been a year since then. What I have found is that, like, for my channel, streaming every day, or trying to stream every day, it has not grown the channel. And it has not grown the streams. For instance, like, on any given day that I stream, I have on average about the same size audience that I had a year ago. And so like YouTube has made it really, really challenging to stream and do recorded stuff and to grow either aspect of the channel. And so I think my plans from now on, I'm probably going to try to stream like maybe 2 days a week, 2 or 3 days a week, depending on how I feel and depending on if I think there's content that we're doing that we're all having fun with. But it gets really challenging to try to stream every day or try to stream 5 or 6 days a week. When it doesn't seem like it helps the channel. It doesn't feel like it brings any more people to the channel or to the community. And I've tried to be consistent with it for almost a year now to see like how that would go. That being said, I really enjoy streaming. I have a lot of fun hanging out with you guys. I love chatting about the game. I love hanging out. And so it's not that, but when you're trying to grow something and your efforts are not like paying off, and in fact, like if anything, the unfortunate reality is that like going from being a recorded channel for 5 years to being a channel that was like trying to stream almost daily, it hurt the channel. You know, like overall, like it's just been like in a weird way, like negatively impactful on the reach of like, the reach isn't the same. So when you do like a stream, like that VOD after the fact does not find any people. And also if you're streaming and you're doing recorded stuff, it also hurts the numbers on all of your recorded series. And so what I've had to accept over a year of doing this and having it not really grow is like, despite the fact that I like it, despite the fact that I have a fun time hanging out, I might not be a super entertaining streamer. I might not be very good at it. And so I've had to kind of like step back a little bit, and that's why for like the past 5 days I haven't been on. I've been focusing on doing the recorded stuff. And like ultimately that's kind of what I'm going to focus on going into Cataclysm and going into War Within, is I'm going to be focusing mainly on the recorded stuff. And I will try to be streaming like 2 times, maybe 3 times a week. If we're doing fun stuff, if we're having a good time, then I'll be here. But if we're just doing leveling and like the typical stuff that we would do on the channel, like leveling content, I'm going to keep all that stuff in the recorded series. So yeah, and I'll probably do a channel update video that'll talk a little bit more about like what I plan to do going forward, but I just thought I would like chat a little bit with you guys and anybody who's watching this VOD after the fact, since I know I took a few days off, and I saw some of the YouTube comments like, why no stream, why no stream? Well, you know, I love to stream, but like I said, it's just like, it hasn't been something that's grown the channel. If I look at my numbers today, and I look at my numbers a year ago, like on average, like everything's lower, everything's down, which is not really what you want to see. I have the voice for it. Yeah, well, that's why my recorded stuff does better, is because one of my only skills is that I do have a pretty decent voice for this kind of thing. But what I think I lack is entertainment value. I think like being a streamer, you have to be like really entertaining. Like your job at that point is to entertain people every moment of the stream. Your job is to be upbeat, to be energetic, like to bring positive vibes to the stream. And when I stream every day, like I get on here and you just get me however I am that day. Like I don't go out of my way to be a certain persona. I don't go out of my way to be a certain caricature of myself. I don't go out of my way to really like conform my replies, my responses, my antics to the things that people want to see. You just get like you get an unfiltered version of me, which is not what people want. Some people do. Those of you guys who are here every day, like that is what you want. But for the most part, like your target audience while streaming, like you need to be more entertaining than I typically am, and you need to be a lot more upbeat than I typically am. Either that or you have to go the opposite way with it and you have to adopt like a negative persona. Like either way, it seems to me that people are most successful when they have a really big personality, when their personality is what's driving the streams and not necessarily the content. Whereas when I'm doing recorded stuff, the content can drive the stream, and I don't have to have like a big obnoxious personality. I don't have to worry about, you know, catering to people's like desires. You know, people say, oh, you're too negative, you're very down today, doesn't seem like you're having fun. Because when you're doing it every day, for me, it's just like you take me how I am or not at all. And so if it's take me how I am or not at all, like more and more it seems like not at all is just a better solution for the channel. I still can't find these guys. Oh, I'm getting a summon, perfect! I needed that summon. I need this music to chill out also. And so yeah, that's a little bit, yeah. That's a little bit about why like I'm pulling back the streams a bit. I'm not going to try to be on here every day. I feel like given it almost a year of being like super consistent, you know, and then not seeing, oh, we are not on Mythic. Everybody out. And then I haven't seen any positive, like I said, if anything, it's hurt the channel overall. And like I said, it's like, obviously to me, it says I lack something that a general audience will. It could be that I'm just too effing old. It could be that I'm just too old to be trying to do this at this point in my life. And because of that, I'm not super entertaining to people. But yeah, as much as I love being here, it's just something that if I want the channel to grow, if I want the community to grow, if I want to find more and more of you guys who enjoy the content through the content, then I have to roll back the streams a little bit. I can't stream as much. And so that's what's happening. Yeah, I'm gonna go back to focusing on the recorded stuff. Any of the leveling journeys, we're gonna read the quest and just kind of do like what we used to do. And I'll try to be here at least weekly, maybe once or twice a week. And again, if there's stuff that I think works really well in the stream, like I think the Mista Pandaria remix, I think that'll be really fun to stream with you guys. If there's like content specifically like that I think, hey, this will work really well as a stream, then that might be a period of time where like maybe I'll stream a little bit more, like while that's popular, while we're having fun with it, type of deal. Yeah, John, I appreciate it. I think people do appreciate the realness, but like I said, I think what I lack for streaming is just like actual ability to entertain people for like long periods of time. Like when you are an entertainer, like you have to let go of certain things. When you're an entertainer, like you have to let go of a lot of things, and you have to embrace like very specific parts of you. You can't just get on and just be yourself. It doesn't really work for most people, and it doesn't. Like I said, it just doesn't help to grow the channel. I don't know what these people are doing. Let me see. Have to reset. Okay. Let's reset. I don't know why we're not reset. But yeah, I'm not enough of a scream. Well, that's my point, Mr. Santa. Yeah. My point is like I'm too just balanced, I guess. I have my good days. I have my bad days. I have my positive thoughts. I have my negative thoughts. I have my quiet moments. I have my loud, obnoxious moments. I'm too balanced. And it's like, I think the people that are successful as streamers, they adopt a very specific portion of their personality, and they simply personify whatever that portion of their personality is. Whereas all I know how to do is show up and just be myself. And I think I'm too many different things at different times for that to be like super entertaining to like a majority of people in the long run. And it's also really hard on YouTube to stream and record stuff. Like when you're trying to stream every day and you're trying to have recorded content go up, like the streams basically kill all of your recorded content. Once you stream for 3 or 4 hours in a day, nobody's going to click on the recorded stuff because the people who are interested in you, they've already watched you stream for 3 or 4 hours that day. And the people that are not interested don't care. So it's like when you stream and do recorded stuff, it kind of kills the recorded stuff. And I've had weeks and months where like I've basically only streamed, so I've experimented quite a bit. I've had times where I've only been streaming, and I've had times where I've only been recording, just to see like what the difference is. And like ultimately, at least for my channel, like streaming has not been super helpful. It hasn't grown the community, and it hasn't grown the channel. And those are like my biggest concerns when it comes to making content. Is that I want to be finding more of you guys who enjoy the game the way that I do. You did, yeah. But yeah, that's just a little bit of my thought process. And again, like I'll still be around. Like I'm not gonna stop streaming entirely because I literally like I enjoy it too much to stop entirely. I wish it had been a thing that had really helped the channel grow a lot, because I'd love to be able to do it daily, but just at this point, it's not really something I can get on and do every single day, week after week. And also, like, on a personal note, and this maybe some people will see this as just like complaining, and I don't want it to come off as like not being super grateful. Like, firstly, let me say, like, I'm incredibly grateful to have the life that I have. Like, I have an incredible life for someone my age and someone who has like done the things that I've done in life. I'm really grateful to be able to be here and hang out with you guys. I'm grateful that the channel does as well as it already does. So this is not meant to be ungrateful, but a little bit of like a personal thing is like when you are doing this kind of thing and you are streaming every single day, 5-6 days a week, and you are streaming for 3, 4, 5, 6 hours a day, It's kind of like it can be like negatively emotionally impactful when you see that like your channel is not growing. When you can stream for 5 or 6 hours a day for a week, 2 weeks at a time, and you don't get any new members and you don't get any super chats, and like you feel like, you know, people are must not be having a good time, it's impactful, even on me. Like it can be something that gets depressing when you're putting work, you're putting time in, you're doing the best you can, you're trying to be consistent. And because streaming incentivizes these other things, like streaming incentivizes membership, streaming incentivizes super chats, like streaming is not about ad revenue. Like when you're doing recorded stuff, like when we're talking about that, like you're looking at ad revenue. Streaming is not like that. Streaming is gauged by direct participation from people who are in the stream. So yeah, when there are days and weeks where I go like, you know, I go a whole week of streaming 5 hours a day and I don't have any new members, that's what tells me that this is not helping grow the channel. This is not helping to grow the community. This is not helping me find more of you guys who appreciate the game the way I do. Some of you guys are here every single day for like the entire stream, and I really appreciate that. But when the streams stop finding new people, that's like kind of when I have to say, okay, like it's time to like step back a little bit and just get back to basics, get back to just the chill recorded content that we started with, you know? But yeah, that's that. Like again, I might make a thoughts video, just a little bit to talk more specifically about what my plans are for Kata and stuff. So I might do that just so more people can see it. But I figured we'd have a little chat here, since I have been away for a few days and today is my first day back. This is a good time to point out that I don't know any of these bosses. So we have a Watcher Iridius here. I'm gonna focus up and try to sight read this fight. He's got some kind of barrier up. I'm assuming we gotta go after these ads. Well, I'm glad he got all the way over here where, like, I literally can't hit him. The bubble probably saved us there. Thank God for the bubble. Otherwise, I would not have been able to get back into that fight. I ended up on the wrong side of whatever ground effect that was. There's probably a way that I could tell that was going to happen ahead of time and to have like moved out ahead of time. As it is, that's it for that fight. I hope they can get him. He's at a really low percent. I wasn't really helping that much anyway. He's at 2%. Chun, I hear what you're saying, man. I just don't think it's 100% accurate. I do hear what you're saying. Like, I don't PvP. I don't think there's a huge audience for that. And I don't do a lot of raids. But when you say that I only do a subset of WoW, I don't agree with that because I play so many different versions of WoW, and I play so many different versions of WoW on the stream. Like, I play Classic Era, I've played Hardcore, and this is just like the year that I've been streaming. When I think about all the different versions of the game that I've done and all the different... I don't really, like, completely agree. Like, yeah, like, I could probably pull some more people in a little bit if I was also PvPing, but listen... Like, I've played Hardcore, I've played Wrath, I've played SOD, I've played Classic Era, I level in Retail, I'm doing Mythic Plus, like, I've done quite a bit. I think I've done, like... I don't want to say I do, like, more varied content than other people do, but part of me thinks that that's true. I think a lot of people focus on, like, certain aspects of the game or certain versions of the game, and I've played all versions of the game. And I've streamed all versions of the game. Like... and yeah, like, I don't do a lot of raids, and I don't PvP, so, like, that could be, like, maybe that would pull a couple more people in. But I have, overall, like, I disagree with the overall sentiment that I don't diversify enough. Because I definitely do. Like, we literally just went from playing Wrath of the Lich King leveling to doing Mythic Plus, so, like, there's diversity, you know what I mean? And the other thing is, like, I just don't enjoy PvP. If all I was interested in was, like, artificially doing content to attract more people, then sure, maybe I would try to do PvP. That being said, I did do Plunderstorm, and the Plunderstorm streams were some of my best streams during that time period. Ironically, the Plunderstorm streams for a couple days were some of my best streams during that month. So yeah, that might be a thing. That's a good question, Mr. Santa. I should ask that question more often when I start a recorded series. When I start a recorded series, that's a good question to ask people. How did you find me? What were you searching for? What were you searching for on YouTube when you found my channel? That's a very good question. What were you searching for on YouTube the first time you found my channel? Like, what did you type into YouTube that day? Did you search at all, or was it just something that popped up on, like, your YouTube home? It's a very good question. WoW gameplay. WoW gameplay, yeah. Right on. I gotta make sure I keep those words in the title. Yep, I always try to have the word gameplay in there somewhere. Although sometimes I feel like I dropped the ball on that one. Leveling gameplay. Yeah, and I don't... There are not... Or at least when I started, because there are more people now. When I started, there were not a lot of people making leveling Let's Plays. Like, it was not like something that you would see a lot of, you know? There are more people doing leveling Let's Plays now, 5 years later after I started, but at the time 5 years ago, there really weren't. That being said, there are probably hundreds of people doing Mythic Plus, you know? And they're probably doing Mythic Plus at a higher skill level than I'm doing Mythic Plus. But it just happens that I happen to like it, so here I am. And I do feel like I do feel like the leveling stuff, unless it's hardcore, I feel like the leveling stuff works better as a recorded series. I feel like people enjoy it more as a recorded series. And that's kind of like behind the decision to go back to mainly doing recorded stuff, is I feel like most people enjoy the leveling more when it's just recorded. And that way, you know, you don't have to deal with how Robert feels that day. You don't have to deal with what Robert's opinion is about what somebody said in chat. You don't have to worry about what somebody said in chat. You can just watch the leveling and have a nice chill time like we used to do. And it's harder to have that, like, it's harder to have a completely chill vibe when you're streaming, unless you are flat out ignoring things that you don't like. Like, if you take a scorched earth policy, you have to do two things. You have to A, completely ignore stuff in chat that you don't like. You can't address it at all. And B, you have to adopt a very small part of your own personality, and you have to only show that small part of your personality. It's work to tailor your personality through the course of a 5-hour stream, to make sure that you are only being chill, to make sure that you are only being relaxed, to make sure that you are only having good vibes. Like, my hat's off to people who can do that. It is not easy for me to, like, tailor my personality across that big a period of time, to avoid negativity, to avoid negative opinions, to avoid negative thoughts. But that's my biggest critical feedback on the streams, is like, a lot of people who like the recorded stuff and like the leveling, they don't like the streams, because in the streams they have to deal with Robert's in the moment thoughts. And yeah, but the problem with me is that I can't, when I'm streaming, I can't just like, I refuse to just tailor my personality to only be like a subset of my personality. It's too much like work. It's too much like going to a corporate job. And I worked in corporate for a long time, and like, when you go to a corporate job, there are things that you can say, there are things that you can't say, and then there are things that you can say, but you can only say them a very specific way. And I spent a very long time in my life in that environment, and I'm not looking to recreate a corporate-like environment here in my streams. Yeah, and that's the counterbalance, is like, some of you guys probably do appreciate like the honest critiques and stuff like that, but for everybody who appreciates it when I'm like negative about something, there are many more people who don't appreciate it. They are the silent majority. And so yeah, like, ultimately I think the streams are suited to like certain kinds of content. But more and more I'm realizing that the streams for me, like, they're not suited to the leveling content. Because if I want to keep the leveling content chill, if I want to if I want to keep that vibe, then doing it in a recorded series is like the only way to do it. Yeah, Melanie, you use the early videos to fall asleep to. Yeah, exactly. Because like, the videos can be chill, right? Whereas like a stream is going to have different levels of energy at different points. And it's not the same kind of relaxing content as a recorded. You know, in a stream, it might be chill like 80% of the time, but there are going to be moments where like I get more animated, and there's just going to be those times when it's not really chill gameplay. You know, even with all my attempts to keep it that way, it just isn't going to be 100%. Whereas in recorded stuff, even if I'm feeling negatively about something, it's much easier in recorded content to focus on the game, to focus on the gameplay, to focus on reading the quest, and to just, if I have a negative thought about something, I can just not say it. Whereas when we're having conversations, like real conversations about the game, it's obviously, I don't feel like tailoring my responses. I feel like just like being upfront and honest about it if we're having actual in the moment dialogues. Okay, I had a feeling that was gonna happen. Yeah, oh man, I don't know this dungeon at all. I don't even know if accepting this res is going to be worthwhile here. I'm going to try to like just stick where they're at and hide with them, but yeah. This is rough. This is one of the fights where like I don't understand the mechanics that are happening. Like a lot of fights I can sight read and I can say, okay, I need to move here, I need to do this. And this fight, I have no fucking idea what's happening. I can't make heads or tails of anything that's happening. Like, here's a thing. He's casting Hailstorm, okay. They are hiding right next to him. They line of sighted him, but they did it very close to him. The other thing that's happening is like stuff's being laid down on the ground. And then they have to get in the ring. Okay, I was trying to get out of the ring, so maybe that's where I went wrong. This seems to be a get in the ring type of mechanic. So yeah, I hope they get this fight. No, I don't think that without... Yeah, you know, to be fair, I wasn't doing any damage anyway. So they could have this. Like, the way I look at it is, like, it's one less person the healer has to heal, you know? The streams show that I'm human. Yeah, and like, well, I'll still stream. Yeah, I just won't be doing it every day. I'm gonna stop trying to be like a 5-6 days a week person that gets on here and streams. It's just, it hasn't been healthy for the channel. Like, I wish I could say otherwise. You know, I wish I could say like, oh, I've been streaming for a year, numbers are way up, members are way up, subs are way up. I wish I could say those things. But the reality is all the numbers are down. And like, ultimately, like, even if you really enjoy doing something, you kind of have to like look at the reality presented by like facts and data. And the reality presented by facts and data say that even if I really enjoy streaming, a smaller fraction of people enjoy me streaming. And like, yeah, it's been about a year now, so I have a year's worth of data to look at. I got charts and graphs in YouTube that are very depressing to me. So yeah. Hey, they did the fight. They definitely didn't need me holding them back. Dodge the icy cyclone thing, stand behind the unbroken ice pillar when she casts the storm, and then step off the icy section. Yeah, I think I was stepping into the... I saw a ring, and then I like got out of the ring, but by getting out of the ring, I was going into the icy area. I'd probably do it better next time. I've been in here once on Heroic, and that was it. Once on Heroic was not enough for me to learn anything, apparently. What if I were to stream on Twitch? If I were to stream on Twitch, my life would probably get worse. No, it's hard because like I'm not gonna have a bigger audience on Twitch than I have right here. You know, on YouTube I have a channel that's been around for 5 years. So I have 5 years of content, I have 5 years of building up a community. And on Twitch I will have absolutely nothing. And so like it's never been a thought of mine to ever go on Twitch. Twitch is a cesspool for new streamers. It's a very unhealthy place to be for a new streamer. You are going to be at the bottom of a very long list, like on the homepage. When somebody does a search, like you're going to be at the bottom. Like, yeah, like if I was on Twitch right now, I would probably have about 3 people watching me, and there'd be no way that I could sustain that. Like if there are over 100 of you here right now. Okay, that's an incredible number for me as a human. To have 100 of you guys here at any one time is a really incredible number. It blows me away every single time I get on here and you guys show up. And if I'm saying like that's not enough to grow the channel, there's no way that I'm gonna make it on Twitch. If having 100 of you guys here is not enough to grow my channel on YouTube that's existed for 5 years, there's no way that going on Twitch and streaming is an option. Like, it's just... It's never gonna be worth my time. That's the problem. If I can't justify doing it on a daily basis right here with 100 of you guys watching, like, there's no way I could ever go onto Twitch. That's the reality. The reality is like it's just like YouTube and streaming. It's just not there yet. The way the algorithm handles stuff, like, it's just, it isn't great. It is not great. And then, like, you know, when you're doing videos, like, when you're doing videos, it's all about the ad revenue, okay? When you're doing streams, there is no ad revenue. Like, there is ad revenue, but there's not. It just doesn't exist. So when there's nothing, when none of the numbers look good, when it's not finding more people, when the watch time is down, when the views are down, when everything is down, it just becomes very hard to be able to do it every day. We have to run back, and we have to do it while dodging all this crazy stuff. Okay, so far so good. Less good. Less good, not good. I hate boss fights like this. What is this? What is this nonsense? So we get kicked off in the middle of the boss fight and we have to run an instant death gauntlet. Who doesn't love a good old instant death gauntlet? Oh, you guys don't like instant death gauntlets? The healer didn't like it either because the healer's dead. Yeah, but I have to value my time. I can't... When you're trying to grow something, you can't only do something because you enjoy it. That's the reality of it. You have to enjoy it, and it has to help you grow, and you guys have to like it too. And if you're not hitting all of those marks, if you're not enjoying it, and it's not helping your community grow, and your viewers are not enjoying it, then you're failing in some way. If I were just to selfishly do something that only I enjoyed, then that would also be an example of me failing. It's just the kind of the nature of it when you're doing something like this. Because ultimately my goal with this is to grow my channel. That's my goal. My goal, grow my channel. That's like my meta goal. Grow my channel, grow the community, find more of you guys. That's the meta goal. Within that meta goal, there are lots of individual metrics that you look at. But only one of the metrics is, like, the first metric is obviously, am I having fun? But then you have to think about your other things as well. Now, you're never not going to have fun. If you're not having fun, you're not going to meet any of those other metrics. But you can't look at the things in isolation. You have to look at them holistically. Like, that's kind of how you succeed at having a hobby like this. I don't think that YouTube is a very popular place for people to watch streamers. I think that is part of the issue. I think that is part of. I think that's part of the reason why I've been streaming for a year and I have not grown. I have not grown that streaming audience. When I got on for the first time a year ago, 100 of you guys were here. Like, that's the reality of it. Is when I got on a year ago, I had 100 of you guys in chat. And now here I am a year later, and I have 100 of you guys in chat, and I really effing appreciate that. I know, like, when I get into the nitty-gritty and I discuss, like, the inside baseball of, like, the metrics and things like that, how I feel about it, I think a lot of people think, well, you just must be some ungrateful prick. Aren't you happy to have a channel with 30,000 subscribers and be able to do this every day of your life? Of course I am. Of course I'm happy. But the point is, like, my meta goal is to grow the channel. So when that stops, I'm not successful. And a lot of you guys who've been in dead-end jobs know that when you're putting effort in every day and you feel like you're not growing yourself, it's negatively impactful from, like, a mental and emotional point of view. And I think a lot of it is, like, a part of the thing is, like, I don't think there's a big audience for streamers on YouTube right now. Just because of, you know, like, years of Twitch dominance, basically. Will that change in the future? Maybe. Like, Twitch is a complete cesspit, so like you'd hope it would change in the future, but it just hasn't. Here we go. I don't know that this is going to be any more successful this time around. But yeah, let's see it. Well, we got back. That's good. And then honestly, like a little critique of myself is that, like, for a streamer, there's a lot of stuff that I don't do that a lot of other people are able to do. Like, I don't have an artist, and I'm not an artist, so I don't have custom emotes. I don't have all that cool artistic stuff that a lot of successful streamers on Twitch have, because A, I'm not an artist myself, I suck, and B, I don't have any friends. So so a little critique of myself is like, there are things that I could do to help grow the channel and make it like more popular that I have not been able to do. That's a thing also. But those things that I'm not good at and that I don't have, like, those things are not changing anytime soon. Those things are not changing anytime soon, unfortunately. Unless I just meet an artist tomorrow who wants to do work for basically nothing. That would be the only way that that stuff could change. We did it! Now, I didn't pay attention to really any of that dungeon, but we managed to be successful anyway. Do I feel guilty? Slightly. I feel slightly guilty. I contributed very little. And for my non-contributions, I was granted a belt upgrade, so that's nice. But yeah, a little bit of guilt there. $477. We are inching our way closer. People think I'm a slacker. Oh, I'm totally a slacker. Yeah. The dude doesn't have any custom emotes? No emotes. Yeah, there's no value in a membership if I don't get emotes. Like, never mind the fact that my membership is $2 cheaper than, like, any Twitch membership. You know, like, never mind that. Never mind that YouTube wanted me to charge $5.99 for memberships, and I said, no, I'm gonna put it at $2.99. And it's going to stay at $2.99 because I know that I can't offer any of the cool art stuff that other people... Never mind that. I am definitely a slacker. Because I have not learned how to be a visual artist yet, so... Fucking shame on me. No emotes! And I have ideas for cool emotes too. I have all kinds of cool ideas for emotes that would be like channel appropriate and very thematic to my shenanigans. Like, I have the ideas. I just don't have the Wacom tablet or the training or skill involved in creating said things, you know? It's not that the thoughts aren't there. It's just that the ability's not there. Another reason why I shouldn't stream every day. Yeah, if I can't offer the same kinds of things that, like, a high caliber streamer can offer, then I don't really have any business being here 5 days a week. Because, like I said, those things that I can't do, they're not going to change anytime soon unless something randomly happens. Like I said, unless I happen to meet like an awesome artist today who wants to work for nothing, then it's really a non-starter. Someone has a long boy. Ooh, where? Oh, they're gone. No, there they are. Not as long as I thought. I expected longer. I'm not gonna lie. I expected longer. I guess it's long enough. Merchandise? Yeah, like the merchandise. Like, listen. Listen, one thing at a time. When I stream for 5 days straight for 4 hours a day and I don't even get any new members, I'm not going to try to start selling merch, okay? I don't think that's going to be I don't think that's going to be economically productive at that point. It just doesn't seem like a good idea. Let's see. So, okay, we got Uldaman, Azure Vault, and Elgathar Academy left to get under our belts. Uldaman, Azure Vault, Elgathar. Okay, let's see what we can get. Of course, we can only do a +2, so we could probably start doing +3s. I don't know. I sound like I'm very hard on myself. I am exclusively, only, ever, always hard on myself for most things. Yeah, but also like it's just real. Like it's just the reality. Like I don't think that I'm like unduly hard on myself. I think that I just acknowledge the actual reality of things. There's no point sugarcoating stuff. Like things are what they are. Elgathar, okay. Nobody wants to do Azure Vault. Okay, Uldaman, good. I don't know how to get to Uldaman. Do I have to go to the Badlands to get to Uldaman? I'm hard on myself, but you guys enjoy it. Good. Yeah, I try to make it entertaining. It just only works some of the time. There's a portal to the Badlands in Veldraken. That's a good idea. Yeah, that's nice. Let's see if we can find that portal. Like, it's in a random building. I love it when things are in random buildings. Yeah, putting portals in random buildings is my favorite thing ever since Borealis. Ever since the portal room in Borealis, finding portals has been my favorite endeavor. I love trying to find portals. I'm assuming it's not going to be where the Stormwind portal is. I bet I could go to Stormwind and then I could probably get a portal to it. This one goes... Why have all the portals in the same place? How could that be useful to players? Why would we ever have all the portals in the same place? No. Portals should go where they belong. Lore should dictate where portals go, not convenience. Can you delete your Azure Vault key? No. I wanted to, every time I got an Everbloom key in Season 3, I had the same thought, like, can I just drop my key on the ground? And no, if you drop your key on the ground, she'll just give the key right back to you. You are stuck with that Azure Vault key until you fail it. No, until you succeed it. If you fail it, I'm not sure anything happens. If it's already a +2, it can't become a +1. And so I think you're just stuck with that 2 key forever. Yeah, I don't think you're ever getting out of it. I'm kind of curious why my group is showing up over here. Why is that? That's where my raid... See, this guy has us in a raid. Should I be concerned? Should I be concerned that I am technically in a raid group right now? I think I should probably be a little bit concerned. Yeah, they turned us into a raid group. I hope they fix that. Because that's not what we want. And so what about this room? This is the Great Vault room. If you drop your key, you go to the Panda Lady. Oh good, this guy's offline. Oh, I wasted 10 minutes of my life. I love it. Delist my group. If you drop your key, the Panda Lady gives you the same exact key back. She's like, oh here, I found this. And you're like, damn it. I wish you hadn't found that one. Okay, back to the drawing board. This is what happens to me more often than not, is it's just very hard to get into a group to begin with. I envy the people that are pushing like 7 keys and 10 keys at this point. Those people are amazing. Azure Vault, oh dear God, don't invite me. Azure Vault. Uldaman again. Algathar Academy. Azure Vault. Uldaman. And I think that's all we can sign up for. If you don't go back to her, but then you clear like, if you do like another Mythic 0, will you get a different key? I don't know. Maybe. Maybe if you drop your key, you go do a Mythic 0, maybe you'll get a different key. That could work. I'm not sure. Declined. Okay, we got 2 declines. It's sad. It hurts when you get declined. Declined again. I think people hate paladins. I had a hunter in a run that did not make it to a recording because it was a bad run. At the end of the we had a pally healer and myself, and at the end of the run, this hunter went on a tirade about how they hate paladins, how paladin is an awful class, how everyone who plays paladin is an awful human being, and they should die. Just because the healer was a paladin and he left, and dude was talking to me, because I'm a paladin, I've been in the group with him the whole time, and the healer's already offline, and dude is just on a rampage. I fucking hate paladins. Paladins are the worst class in the game. Everybody that plays a paladin is a fucking loser. And I'm like, oh my, it made me feel bad. I'm like, oh my God, I am a fucking loser. How did he know? It was rough. Then I got on my mage and I did some heroics. I got on my mage and I did some heroics for like a palate cleanser. I'm like, oh my God, maybe I am the worst person alive. I should probably hang my paladin up for good. I started to think like maybe people are classist. Like maybe people don't like paladins. I don't know why. Like I can keep, if I'm paying attention, I can keep myself alive through quite a bit. You feel that way about hunters and rogues? Yeah, like maybe everybody, maybe it's not that people hate pallies, maybe everybody has a class who they kind of just hate. I don't have a class like that. I don't have any class that I get into a run and they're like, oh man, these evokers, man, I just hate these evokers. Like I don't have any class that I feel that way about. But then again, I don't know a lot, so... Pallies and hunters are the easiest DPS to play, and should that be a reason why people hate them? They should love them. If pallies are the easiest class to play, then there should be less chance that I'm gonna fuck up. And so, like, therefore, logic says you should like paladins, because a paladin player has a higher chance at succeeding than, like, a fire mage. That's my take on it. The class is easy to play, yeah. Like, that's why you should appreciate the fact that I'm on it, because I could be on something else that I'm gonna play worse. But instead I'm here because I know I can relatively succeed at it. Okay, we'll try again. Oh great, it's us and one other DPS. This is the perfect group. I'm sure this is gonna do well. Yeah, it was the hunter complaining about how he... Right. Because traditionally people don't like hunters. Yeah, the hunter, he just went off, man. And like he went off to me, like, and I had done okay in the run. I had done pretty good. And it was the healer that just like he alt F forward and he left. And so like dude had to vent his rage at me. Like, damn. I'm like, now I see the toxicity. I have started to glimpse and to understand the toxicity behind Mythic players. Is that it feels really bad to spend 36 minutes in a dungeon, to not complete the dungeon, to not get any loot, to not get any currency, to not get any rating, and to have 36 minutes of your life completely deleted. It feels really bad. So I kind of get it. Because the problem is, for a solo player, for a DPS, it's not just the 36 minutes in the run that are wasted. It's the 20 minutes, or 30 minutes, or 40 minutes also that you spent trying to get in a group to begin with. So like overall, on a failed Mythic key, you have spent about an hour of your life that doesn't even have a benefit for your in-game character. Like, your character comes out of it with 0. You didn't get to loot a boss. You didn't get any currency. You didn't get any rating. You just threw your time away. And I start to understand why people have negative emotional reactions to that. Because it sucks to feel like all of your time, at least when, like, you know, you do like a heroic, you get to loot some bosses. You get to loot some bosses, maybe you get some gear, maybe you don't, but you had a chance at loot. When you fail a Mythic, like, that's it. You fail the key, you get 0, you get nothing out of it. You get nothing. 0, zilch, nada. Feels bad. Feels bad. Sounds like League of Legends, yeah. I remember playing, like, Heroes of the Storm. Like, the worst thing is when, like, you would get into, like, a string of matches where, like, the people you were playing with did not have any idea what they were doing. And then your rating would just go down, and down, and down. And, like, oh my god. You work so hard to get your rating up, and then, like, a couple of bad matches, and your rating just plummets. Yeah, that sucked. Yeah, solo queuing in Heroes of the Storm was rough. I loved Heroes of the Storm. But man, I could never get my rating to go up, because I'd get into on a good team, we'd be doing great. I'd get onto another great team, we'd be doing awesome. And then I would be on like a 3 or 4 runs in a row that'd just be awful. Where we would just get, like, completely steamrolled due to lack of understanding of what to focus on the map. And then my rating would be just down in the toilet. That felt really bad. I still wish that they hadn't killed Heroes of the Storm, because I would probably be playing that to this day if they hadn't completely abandoned it. Maybe we'll get it. Maybe if we get this group, we'll get a summon out there, because I haven't been looking too hard, but I haven't found the portal to get us out to Uldaman. It's not in the vault building. Maybe it's on, like, a different terrace. You would think that, like, maybe portals should be a thing you can track. You know what I mean? How you can, like, track some stuff on the minimap. Maybe it would be a good idea to be able to track portals. Why haven't they thought of this before? Yeah, we should be able to track portals. And then you should be able to hover over it, and it should tell you, like, where it leads. I can track, like, players' transmog mounts, but I can't track portals. Kinda seems like a miss. Here, this is what we'll do. Between runs, we will just run around and we'll look at and judge people's transmog. And this is what we'll do to occupy ourselves while we try to find healers and tanks. This guy is a human fury warrior. That's cool. I like the hood. These hoods, these are the best headgear, the best looking headgear in the game, are these hoods. What else do we got? Your transmog needs help. I like your, like, weird helmet, though. That reminds me of, like, Inquisitors from Mistborn. He's got the spikes through his eyes, except the Inquisitor spikes would be going the other way, I guess. Kind of like the same idea though. That's cool, Transmog. You're like the yellow Power Ranger. I appreciate that. That's really cool. That's a pretty cool helmet. You were obviously a priest. A simple transmog is sometimes best. Who else can we go look at? You're a discipline priest. That's an interesting look for a discipline priest. I would have obviously thought warlock. Is there a classic RTS like a footman transmog? Ooh, my dog's blowing up. There's the human heritage armor. I think the human heritage armor is as close as it gets. And that's not really, it's not really like footman vibe. It's like this. This is kind of like as close as it gets for like just like the infantry soldier from like War 3. This is the Night Elf Heritage armor? Is it? This can't be the Night Elf Heritage armor, is it? It is. Ooh, I don't like it. Colonel Boomer, thank you so much for the $5 super. I really appreciate that. Dog! Yeah, my dog is the worst. Like, oh my gosh. If your life depends on like being on comms or being in meetings or having a microphone that's hot, if that's part of your life, don't have a dog. You don't need a dog. We got abandoned again. We've been abandoned twice. 2 times we've been abandoned. 2 times. See, I don't. This chess piece is not. It's not doing it for me. That's not what it's supposed to look like. We can go. We can take a look at the cinematic from the vanilla trailer, and this is not. That's not it. That is not it. Okay. So yeah, we're back. We're back to looking. See, this is what I mean about like you will spend more time looking than you will ever spend like succeeding. MR, thank you so much for the $30 Superman. Your advice is to let people know that when streaming ad revenue is minuscule. I really appreciate the super chat, man. Yeah, the thing is, like, you're right. I should talk more about these things. I don't like to talk about money a lot. I don't like to ask for supers. I don't even like to ask for memberships. But you're not wrong. Like, if I were to talk about it more, I would probably see like a positive uptick. I have a hard time talking about that aspect of it. Especially, like I said, like coming from like 5 years of doing recorded stuff, like the recorded stuff, like the ad revenue was, it is what it is, it's fine. But yeah, for like a stream, like for instance, just to give you guys a point of comparison, if I stream for 5 hours and I don't get any supers or any memberships in that time. The ad revenue I will get for the month from that 5 hours of streaming is going to be the same as 1 hour of a recorded video. So again, if I record for 1 hour and that goes the whole month, it will make about the same ad revenue as a stream that went for 5 hours. And so you like, you have to look at like time versus reward in that situation. Even if you really enjoy streaming, I really enjoy doing recorded stuff too. So like I have to look at like the reward for the time, and also like the other things that happen is like the VODs. Here's the other big thing besides money. The really big thing is that a VOD, like the streams that sit on the channel, those streams that sit on the channel after the stream ends, those are never gonna find people. When you do like a recorded series, no matter how old the series is, it's been out for a week, a month, it has a good chance of finding new people. That new people will see it in their feed, that they'll find it in a search. But whatever YouTube does, like people never see the VODs after like the first day or so. It doesn't show anybody the VODs. You're never gonna have an old stream that pops off or finds new people the way you might have a recorded video that pops off or finds new people. And that's the other really, really negative thing about the VODs and about streaming is like no one's gonna see those VODs after like the first day after the stream ends. You know, and that's not how YouTube works with videos. So yeah, it's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. But yeah, thank you so much, man. That's incredibly generous of you. I do appreciate it. We're still... Oh, we got a full group! No way! We got a full group. And yeah, like obviously, like I should talk about these things. Like, I guess there's probably ways to talk about them, and there's like ways to like ask for things. Like, you know, a lot of people have a goal. Like, oh, my goal for this stream is 10 memberships. My goal for this stream is $50 in super chat to pay for my ramen. Like, I know people do stuff like that. I've never done stuff like that. I have a hard time with it. But obviously it's one, and that's one of those other things. Like, if I'm not good at those things, if I don't want to ask for memberships, if I don't want to set goals for memberships or super chats, like, do I have a right to stream every day? Probably not. If I don't want to engage that way, I probably don't have a right to be trying to stream 5-6 days a week. Because I do feel more and more like that's part of it. That's part of it. If you want your channel to grow and be successful, and if you want to be able to keep doing it for years to come, it definitely is part of it. Yeah, Mr. Santa, it took you time to even learn where to find the old streams. Yeah, you have to go to the channel, and then you have to go to the playlist. And like I leave most of my streams listed. YouTube wants you to unlist the stream after the stream ends. That's what they would prefer you do. They'd prefer you not list the stream, and the stream would end, it would be in the playlist, and the only way people would ever see it is to go to your channel, go to the playlist, find the VOD. What happens is when you don't unlist a stream, like I don't delist mine, I leave them up, it impacts your metrics. And when it impacts your metrics, it not only impacts your future VODs, it impacts all your recorded stuff too. So like if the viewership on a stream is low, then it's gonna not push my actual recorded stuff to people. Like, yeah, it basically starts the count again. Like when the stream ends, if you don't unlist your stream, YouTube treats it like a video you just uploaded. So let's say during the stream, I have 13,000 views right now. If I end the stream right now, it turns into a VOD. That VOD has 0 views. And that YouTube only counts the views I get after the stream is listed as a VOD. It's not counting the 13,000 views that I got while I was streaming. It's only counting after that. And so then it looks at that small number and it says, hey, this VOD did really shitty. I'm gonna push your other stuff to less people because your channel is underperforming. That's the other thing. But if I delist the stream like YouTube wants me to do, it makes it basically impossible for people to find it. but it doesn't go against my channel metrics. So it's like I'm stuck in this place where like I can keep the VODs up so people can actually watch them. That crushes my metrics. Or I delist them, people don't see them, and then that hurts too, you know, because then people don't get to see that content if they weren't here during the stream. YouTube has all kinds of weird stuff that it does with the algorithm. Okay, we're going in. I guess we're flying over. We're flying over these guys. Ooh, we got a different portal entrance up here. So I've never done this on Mythic. This is our first Mythic of Uldaman. I think I know the fights. I think I know these fights. Oh damn, that was a quick timer. Oh, we didn't even get like a countdown. I didn't get to eat my buff food. I kind of want to eat my buff food. I can't eat my buff food now. I didn't act fast enough. All right, I'm gonna try to focus up a little bit. I've been really like underperforming today in these runs. I need to get good. See, some of you guys do watch the streams as VODs, and so if I choose to unlist them to not hurt my channel metrics, it would be harder for you guys to find those. Like, you could still find them, but you would have to go you'd have to go way out of your way to find them. Like, they wouldn't show up in your feed. They wouldn't show up anywhere except you going to my channel, going to the live section, the live tab, and then going to the playlist where I've put that VOD. And like, I don't think a lot of people are gonna have that kind of effort. I think especially if you're used to seeing the VODs show up in your feed or show up in your suggested, then like you're just not gonna see it, and you're gonna assume, well, there was probably no stream that day. You know, you're not gonna be like, let me investigate. I will delve into the deepness of Rob's channel, and I will see if perhaps I missed a stream today. Like, you're just gonna kind of wait for it to show up in your suggested. If I delist it, it'll never show up there. I'm not, at the end there, I'm not sure if we have to focus the guy on the ground or if we should be focusing the guys up in the boat. That's the only part of the fight that I don't get, like who we should be focusing on, or if we should be splitting DPS. I should probably stop standing in the obvious ground effects. What is this big glowing pillar? That pillar looks like something I might want to be inside of. It almost looks like a healing effect. And also, should I be overly worried about these ads? Or should I just be using them to pad my number? Why did he take the battle res right then? I battle res the healer, and he took it right as that one effect was about to go off, and he went down again instantly. Oh dear God. This is not the greatest situation we've been in. I don't know if there's any way that we two-man this. I feel like this might be like a wipe it up and do it and go again type of situation. Because yeah, this is not... It's not looking great. It's looking grim. I feel like this is a wipe it up type of thing. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm pessimistic. I do feel like this is a wipe it. Yeah, that was a wipe it. Colonel Boomer, thank you so much, man. That's very generous of you. I really appreciate it. Maybe try clipping my content? Some do that. Yeah, you know, I've had that thought. I've had that thought before, like doing some clips or something. That's a good idea. I should have clipped the bit where I was talking about the streams. If I was really smart, I could have at least clipped the conversation that we had, like about the streaming and all that stuff. Would have been a decent clip. Now if I want to get that information out there, now I gotta like make another video about it. I appreciate the Superman. That's very generous of you. The pillar is what's doing the AoE damage. Okay, okay. Yeah, like that was a tough one. Ooh, shit. I might have just got myself killed. The healer's dead again somehow. Or maybe he just never rezzed. I don't really want to die again. So I'm gonna pull these guys up here and I'm gonna hope for the best. Alright team, let's go. We can do it. Don't let me die again. I don't want to die. The healer is offline. It took one wipe. One wipe and the healer went offline. Oh no. Listen. I really appreciate healers. And I know it's not a rewarding job. And I know that nobody wants to do it. And I know that it's not fun. But fucking please. If you are gonna queue up as a healer, please, you have to have thicker skin. You have to be more resilient. If you are going to put yourself in that position to be like the cornerstone of a group, you can't be the person that Alt F4s. You have to have thicker skin. You have to have more time. You have to stick. Otherwise, don't fucking heal. Just please go back to being a DPS class. That way it's less likely that I have you in my group. You have to be tougher than the other people if you are going to heal. You can't be the first person to go. That's so fucking weak. Yeah, the healer has to be the best player on the team. You at least have to be the person, like, willing to keep trying. Like, you can't be the first person to leave. If that's your personality, you know that about yourself. If you are easily frustrated, if you are prone to rage quitting, if you Alt F4 in 50% of your runs, you know that about yourself already. You've learned it years ago. And if you're that person, don't play a healer. You're not doing groups or your fellow players any favors by being a thin-skinned healer. Groups are not always going to go your way. There are going to be wipes. Like, just don't heal. Go be a DPS. Please. Because it's less likely that way that I'm going to see you in my group if you're just playing a DPS. Yeah, it's like, it's the same thing. Yeah, like leaving a raid. It's like leaving anything. Like, geez, it's like, it's harder content. Like, you're gonna wipe. It's gonna happen. Like, just don't heal it. Don't even do it. Like, we could go a step further. If you know these things about yourself, if you know you're thin-skinned, if you are a volatile person who, upon death, feels rage, don't do this content at all. Don't play this content at all. Go do some solo stuff. Go do some follower dungeons. Go do some world bosses. Like, just stay out of it. Like, just stay out of it. Like, because what it does, like, you know, like, people like me, like, yeah, it sucks. We just wasted, like, 40 minutes of my life. 40 minutes of your guys' time with a run that we are not going to succeed at. But, like, honestly, this has been my experience. And, like, I've been putting up recorded content on this character. But the recorded content you are seeing is simply a fraction of the runs that I've attempted. Most of the runs that I've attempted go exactly like you just saw. We get in, maybe we kill a boss, maybe we don't, but eventually we'll wipe once or twice, and at that point, it's either the tank or the healer who pieces out. Now, why would it be the tank or the healer who pieces out? Because a tank or a healer can Alt F4 in a rage. They can go upstairs, they can get themselves a Mountain Dew, they can guzzle that Mountain Dew, and they can come back to their office, and they can just get another group. They can just jump right back in like it never happened. Just instantly get another group. Meanwhile, as a DPS, I would have to spend like 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 minutes trying to find myself another group. So, like, fuck, maybe I should heal. Because I might not be the best healer, and you know, but I'm not gonna leave after one wipe. I'm not gonna leave after two wipes. I'm not gonna fucking leave until the timer is out. If the timer's out and we're not on the last boss yet, then I might leave. If the timer's out and we're on the last boss, I'm still not gonna leave. But yeah, so shit. Like, maybe I should tank or heal. Maybe I should tank or heal. I played Holy Pally for like so much of my raiding career. Obviously, like, the class is not going to be at all the same as it was, and like I'd probably like, if I wanted to heal, I'd go back and practice in heroics. Obviously, this would be a good time to go back and practice in heroics, because at this point, like, I could still use some gear out of heroics. So like, that's not like, because yeah, like, I'm not ever going to be the person that Alt F4 is out of the group. I'm not ever gonna be that person. So maybe I'm wasted as a DPS. Cause I'm not an amazing DPS, like, my numbers are okay. But maybe I should be a tank or a healer. Cause I'm not gonna leave. You'll have to kick me out of this group if you want me gone, cause I'm not going anywhere. That's kinda how I feel about it. I would need stuff I don't have. And the first thing I would need to do is I would need to start getting gear. So the first thing I'd have to do would be to come in here and change my specialization to Holy. And that way, like, any gear I do get going forward could possibly be for me. So, like, what I would need, I need 2 trinkets. Because I think all my other gear would be fine. I would need 2 trinkets. I would need a weapon. And I would need a shield, right? 2 trinkets, a weapon, and a shield. And I could be healing. I should tank. I have more. I think I could do either. Like, yeah, I'm never gonna care about anyone's feedback. If they don't like my tanking, they can bite me, so to speak. What should I do? Should I tank or heal? I know the thing about tanking is, like, I don't know the routes, and like what stresses me out more than anything is like not knowing the routes. So if I was gonna tank or heal, I'd probably heal this. I'd probably heal in Dragonflight. And then in War Within, when I can learn the new dungeons along with everybody else, then I would probably try to tank in War Within. But I think I would enjoy tanking more. I feel like the gameplay of tanking would be more enjoyable, but not knowing where to go would really, really stress me out. And whereas as a healer, I just follow along, keep people alive. I'm not opposed to trying it. I'm not opposed to eventually, like, going on this journey with you guys and trying to heal. Like I said, it starts with getting some pieces of gear that I don't have. Like, so it starts with change. I think I have to keep DPSing for a while. I will change this to Holy, and I will see if I can ever make myself do the Awaken raids. I can get some more antique bronze bullion. And I'm pretty sure I can buy weapons and trinkets with these. But that would require me to do some of the Awaken raids. Which, like, I completely... Like, I did one wing of it. And I tried to do Caverns of Infusion yesterday. It was a 35-minute wait. 35-minute wait on a weekend. For an LFR. Like, how much is it in the middle of the day on a weekday? It's only a 16-minute wait in the middle of a day on a weekday, but it was a 35-minute wait on a Sunday. Damn. I don't know. I'll think about it, guys. I will think about it. And I'll set my spec to that for now, so that maybe I have a chance to get some trinkets if I do some heroics. Maybe I have a chance to get, like, a one-hander and a shield. But I don't think I could tank because I just don't think I know the routes, you know? I just don't think I know the routes right now. That's all. Yeah, guys, it's been a great time today. I really appreciate you all being here. I really appreciate it. I am basically out of time for today, though, so I don't think I have time to do another one. And I will stream more this week. It won't be tomorrow. I'll probably try to come back on either Wednesday or Thursday, and we'll keep on keeping on this character, and we'll see if I can get some holy gear together, and we'll see if maybe I can try my hand at, maybe we'll just heal some heroics and, like, kind of feel out, like, how we feel about healing heroics, and maybe we'll just take, like, little baby steps into the road of filling a different role. So, yeah, that's the plan. I'll try to schedule, since I'll be streaming, like, a little bit more infrequently, I'll try to schedule the streams, like, a whole day in advance, so, like, you guys will know, like, a day ahead of time if I'm gonna stream or not, which will make it a little bit easier to know. For the next little bit, you know, we have the Cataclysm pre-patch comes out tomorrow, so I am gonna start up a Horde character to start, like, leveling in the revamped zones and start reading all the quests and getting back to, like, fundamentals of the channel with the recorded content. But yeah, thank you guys for being here today. Truly do appreciate you all. As always, take care of yourselves out there and take care of each other. And we will see you back here again very soon. Bye for now.